What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Recently, Infinity Ward released a blog post outlining some of what we can expect in Modern Warfare 2. And there's two notes from this blog post that I want to highlight here in today's video. Because frankly, I believe they are once again missing the mark. They are implementing changes to the game that, one, no one's asked for, and number two, decrease the quality of life of the game, in my opinion. So the first one that I noticed right away is they are not doing away with this weapon tree system. And why would they? They put a bunch of time into it, a bunch of resources. But my question is who asked for this? Who was sitting there and saying, you know what we need to make a change on is how people earn weapons. We need to make it harder so that players play longer and get more frustrated and aren't allowed to play the game they want to play how they want to play it. It's getting increasingly frustrating to see the changes that are being implemented into Call of Duty that are actively going against good game design, that are actively going against players having fun, in favor of somehow retaining players, some arbitrary way of retaining players. And that's what this way of unlocking weapons is. It's not a way to increase diversity in custom classes. It's not a way to increase variety that we see game to game. It is there solely so players play the game longer, so they grind, so that then Activision can take these numbers and give them to the shareholders, and they can say, hey, look what we're doing, look how great this game is, look how thriving the community is. And I'm getting real sick and tired of it, because we continue to sacrifice game design in order to appease some guy in a boardroom because he wants to buy a second home or a 15th home somewhere else so he can I guess, fuck off for 6 months of the year and cheat on his wife 18 times and have 32 kids that he forgets about. Sorry, that got a little far. I don't know where that came from. Sorry about that. Anyways, I am all for creating good games that make everybody happy. Players, executives, game designers, all in one. But right now, what you're doing is by implementing decisions like this weapon tree and seasonal prestiges, and the list goes on and on and on for Call of Duty. What you're doing is you're creating a rift between the developers and the gamers, because the developers are solely there to try to appease shareholders and not trying to appease gamers. And that's part of the issue. There is a solution where all three people are happy, but it starts with developers being able to make the games they want to make, because they should be able to do that in order to appease the player base, which if the player base is appeased, guess what happens? Shockingly enough, the shareholders would also be appeased, because happy gamers will play your game, buy your DLC, buy your cosmetics, and guess what happens? As soon as all that happens, shareholders are all of a sudden happy. It's that simple. And unfortunately, more and more games are moving away from trying to appease the players they're making the game for and just trying to implement more and more features that are going to appease shareholders, because guess what? This feature is solely there to try to retain players. And to me, it's ridiculous. And that brings me to my second point, which was I mentioned earlier, was seasonal prestige. I'm getting really sick and tired of this seasonal prestige system, because there used to be a reward at the end of the tunnel. Now the tunnel's just infinitely long, and you continuously have to chase it and chase it and chase it and chase it, and there's no real reward. But the reason for this is obviously, well, you're not going to keep playing the game once you've reached max prestige. There's no way. So we have to keep moving this carrot forward so you chase it, and we're going to keep moving it forward and forward and forward, and you're going to keep chasing it, once again inflating this arbitrary player retention number, where in fact players like myself, if I look back to Black Ops 2, I played that game so much, I reached master prestige, and then guess what I did? I decided to do something crazy, was reset everything. And I thought that was a cool feature, and that would be something that I'd want them to bring back, because guess what it made me do? It made me want to reach the end again. But when we consistently get our levels reset time and time and time again, and then we just see, oh, we have to climb this mountain again. Guess what? We have to climb this mountain again. It used to mean something. if you could reach max prestige, then you reset your stats. You get that little eraser calling card. And then guess what? You're already grinding all the way back up to max prestige again. That was something cool. It was something to earn. But there's nothing to earn now by reaching max prestige every time. Sure, sometimes the prestige shop is cool, but frankly, what else is there? What other point is there to continuously grind for prestiges other than some arbitrary prestige shop? So to me, these decisions that are being made are really anti-player, that are there solely to try to retain players some way, shape, and form. But I'll be honest with you, I've been playing Call of Duty for a very long time. And I remember a day where you used to cap out at a certain prestige. And it used to be like somewhat of a badge of honor when you had 10th prestige, whether it was COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, or you had those other people that just like stopped prestige at prestige 1. And guess what they did? They didn't just stop playing the game. They kept playing the game because it was fun to play. That's what's missing here, is these games aren't as fun to play. And instead we try to implement these new features to keep players playing, because in the absence of it being fun, we need to find a different way to retain players. So my big issue with both of these situations that I mentioned earlier is we are sacrificing good game design that could improve these games substantially in favor of trying to arbitrarily boost player retention numbers by things like this weapon tree, by things like seasonal prestiges, all to appease some shareholder that at the end of the day doesn't know anything about the environment that he's a part of. He doesn't know what gamers want. And I look to single player games, especially PlayStation, God of War, Spider-Man, those games right now, those are being made by passionate dev teams that are doing it for the players. And guess what? Insomniac and their shareholders and whoever owns them is pretty fucking happy right now, because there's so much buzz surrounding Spider-Man 2's release that people are asking the developers daily about when we're going to see a trailer. There's no hype surrounding Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And this is because instead of the game developers trying to appease players, they're sitting there trying to appease the suits. And I'm just sick and tired of it. But that's all the time I have today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Love to hear what you think of these mechanics down low in the comments section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.